are the 20 most insane goals in Premier League history, and we'll start with an overhead banger for one of the best strikers in the history of the league. That goal is fine art, and the celebration, iconic. If you want great goals, just pick up your phone and call Wayne Rooney. The guy had a whole catalog of crazy goals scored for different teams. No surprise at all, he has another goal on this list. Take a look at this golazo he scored for Everton.
Hart is there. Sent straight back by Rooney. What a goal!
Even when he was nearing the end of his career, Rooney still had it like fine wine. This man really scored from inside his own half, man. They really don't make players like Wayne Rooney anymore. Is he the best attacking player the Premier League has ever seen? Perhaps not. I mean, not when Thierry Henry was out here doing stuff like this. That brother really pulled that off so easily, like he was just taking out the trash. No wonder they call him the Premier League GOAT. But he didn't dominate the league alone, you know. He had supporting acts around him like Dennis Bergkamp, who was pulling off incredible goals like this.
It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent.
That flick is so filthy, man. That defender probably felt like Bergkamp had just pulled off a magic trick. If that's not the greatest first touch before a goal in Premier League history, then tell me what is. They really don't make 10s like Bergkamp anymore, and they don't make 9s like Suarez either. I mean, just take a look at this from the Uruguayan.
Suarez. Could we leave this time? Luis Suarez!
Even Suarez himself couldn't believe how good he was. And the goalkeeper, man, he was so sick of Suarez. Sorry, dude, but don't worry, you're not alone. The Newcastle goalkeeper in 2012 had the same thought. He hit control with his shoulder, delete with his foot, and next thing, space. Nah, Suarez is definitely a computer genius. How the hell do you even stop a guy like that? Also, how the hell do you stop a shot like this?
Cisse has gone for it.
Damn, that ball moved in like it was a remote-controlled missile. The audacity to even attempt that in the first place is insane on its own. That's probably the greatest half volley in Premier League history. But the greatest volley in league history, the award surely goes to Robin van Persie.
A trademark run again. And what a ball to pick him out.
Now, that's a goal worthy of a title right there. From the pinpoint accurate cross to the one-time hit. Oh, brother, Picasso could have not painted that any better. But I'll tell you what, Mahrez and Vardy tried to recreate it, and I think they did a damn good job at it. It's surely right up there as one of the greatest goals in Premier League history. Take a look at it.
Chasing it. Thinks about the shot first time. Oh, what a goal!
Wow, wow, wow. Hang it up in a museum already. But while Leicester City fans enjoy rewatching that goal from their title-winning season, they surely don't enjoy this one Company scored against them in City's title-winning season.
Company perhaps will have a shot here as a dig.
Top ins, man. You know what makes this goal even greater? Company's teammates were yelling at him not to shoot, but he just muted all their voices in his head and then went ahead to do this. Liverpool could have caught up with them if Company had not come up with that goal. That right there is a goal worthy of winning any Premier League title. No doubt that is right up there with Gundogan's and Agüero's goals as one of the greatest title clinchers in Premier League history. So I guess you could say that the goal is in good company. Get it? Anyway, you too can be in good company by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Trust me, we have some really great guys hooked to this channel, and we want you to join that league. Moving on, we've seen one brilliant goal from Man City. Let's now look at an insane goal scored against them. As the famous question goes, can he do it on a cold, wet, windy night in Stoke? Surely Peter Crouch can.
Crouch. Oh, what an effort!
God damn! Peter struck that ball so hard that even if there were two keepers in goal, they would both have had to crouch. But is that the greatest goal from a Stoke City player in Premier League history? Nah, I really don't think so. Not when this insane golazo from Charlie Adams literally exists.
Hazard still on the ground as Charlie Adam goes for goal here. Oh, and he scores!
It's the English Premier League, but this lad is playing American football. Bro, he didn't even get into the center circle and he pulled that off. Well, wait a minute. Was it Hazard that was bullied off the ball in the build-up to that goal? Now that's wild. But Hazard is still a legend for sure. And he even produced one of the most insane Premier League solo goals of all time against Arsenal in 2017.
Steadily done. Good header from Costa. Now Hazard. Awful lot of room between he and the goal. Coquelin doing his best to stay with him. He had no chance. Still Hazard. And still Eden Hazard! Oh!
Nah, you just had to be there, man. Eden was such a hazard to opponents in that Chelsea blue. The boy was a different gravy. This guy received the ball in his half, bamboozled the entire Arsenal team, and then went on to score. What a baller. Now, is that the greatest goal in a London derby? I'll leave that to you to decide. But this one Lamela scored in the North London derby in 2021 is most definitely up there.
Lamela! Iconic from Eric Lamela!
Now that's a sexy-ass Rabona right there. It won the Puskas Award that year, and you have to say it was very deserving. Now, I'm sure Arsenal fans are not very happy about the last two goals, so I'm dedicating this next banger to the Gunners. This is another Puskas winning goal that was scored in a London derby. It was on this day that Oliver Giroud was crowned the Scorpion King. That was a beautiful counterattack, and Giroud just went and put the icing on the cake. It's like the hardest verse of a really crazy song coming last. The perfect end. Now, that was a beautiful team goal from Arsenal, but Giroud's finish took all the shine. So here's another insane team goal from the Gunners.
Sumptuous flick from Ozil to Guendouzi to Bellerin. Here's Lacazette, back to Ozil. Oh, that's just a second.
Bro, 10 different Arsenal players had at least a touch of the ball in the build-up to that goal. Is this the greatest team goal in the Premier League history? I don't know, but it looks like it's between Arsenal and Arsenal. Take a look at this one against Norwich, which was finished off by Jack Wilshere.
Giroud gets it back through Wilshere, onside!
These guys really just toyed around the defense like they were a Christmas tree. Those flicks just around the 18-yard box absolutely blew my mind, man. That's a goal you just can never forget. Just like the streets will never forget Dimitri Payet and this goal against Middlesbrough. Payet ran rings around the defense like he was in a jewelry shop. Those guys were seeing stars, golds, and diamonds. My man really sat the defenders down in the box like they were his sons. But will the real son please stand up? Oh, I'm sure he will. Watch this. He basically just dragged the whole defense along with him on a roller coaster ride. Like, welcome to the amusement park, kids. You just gotta love it, man. A well-deserved Puskas winner. Now, scoring an award-winning goal is cool, but how about scoring a title-winning goal in the dying seconds of the last game of the league? Now, that's something only legends can do. And when Manchester City needed a legend the most, Sergio Aguero showed up with this.
Back to Balotelli, it runs for Aguero! They did it!
Now that right there is one of the most significant strikes in Manchester City's history, as well as the history of the Premier League. A goal on the last day of the season to snatch the league title from your neighboring rivals with just seconds left on the clock? Nah, that's surely one of the most insane storylines ever. Even Shakespeare could never write a plot like that. Let's now look at this golazo from Dele Alli against Crystal Palace.
Dele Alli, nice turn, and with the volley, and with the goal!
My goodness, look at the entire move. Dele Alli? Nah, more like Bele Alli. But if you think that's crazy, come see what David Beckham did against Wimbledon. He played that shot from his own half, man. Now that's exactly what it means to bend it like Beckham. If a movie was made for him, the title should be Beckham, the Last Ball Bender. Anyway, we've seen 20 really crazy goals, but if you were to name the singular most insane goal in Premier League history, which would it be? Tell me in the comments.